what happens if we do this? It wants to give me this instead. It wants to give me this one instead. I don't even know if I get to live this way. What's going on? Coach Law, I haven't seen you in live stream. Right. Let me see. This looks wild to me. Looks kind of crazy. Alright. Does this affect how you guys, what's going on, TBE? What's going on? How does this wide shot work for you guys? Because it just gave it to me. I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing? How's your day been? Got anything special happening or that happened? Always like to hear about good things happening in people's lives. Boom. Always like to hear about the good stuff, the positive stuff. We'll see if we get anybody else in here. Initially, I wasn't going to go live today. Initially, we weren't going to have an evening live. Okay. Looks good. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Guys, it's more of a no sweat. It's more of a no sweat today. I guess I should have changed it. Looks like a good camera angle. Just dropped to say hello, then I'm off to bed. TBE, fantastic. We appreciate you being here. That's all we can ask sometimes, is just that people have a moment, just a kind word real quick, and that's extremely important. Extremely important. I wonder if I should change the title. I wonder if I should change the title. There we go. Because it's saying no live, but then it's showing that we are live. So I'll just change it and say no sweat. All right. See what we got. See if that changes anything. How's everybody's day been? Cassandra, how are you doing? Change the title. I just changed it, Rapper. Just changed it. Cassandra, how are you doing this evening? Rapper, what was your day like? David, what was your day like? Nisi, what's going on? Nisi Poo. I don't mean to brag or boast a little bit, but Nisi sent me a what's up on Instagram, so I appreciate that, guys. If you're on Instagram, find us on Instagram. I don't mean to brag or boast, but I get to hang out and chat with Major sometimes, Marcus, Big Vince King. There's a few people that are on Instagram as well, so feel free to find us on Instagram. Same name, same name. My neighbor from New York is in Maui and sending me pictures of whales and cool stuff. That's very cool. That is very cool. Do what you can. Howdy. Howdy indeed. We've had some stormy weather, guys. You can see where it's kind of like wet down here. We had some rain, so I tried to move the mats so they're not slippery like they were this morning. Nice. How was work, Cassandra? How was work? Or are you still at work? And you know what's crazy is I'm standing here in warmer weather than it is when we work out in the morning, yet I'm more covered. I love stormy, yes. Stormy weather. Who sang Stormy Weather? I can't remember that. Stormy weather. Rained almost all day. Whew. You like the Columbus Blue Jackets of the NHL. This was given to me, I think, my dad. I think I got it when I was in Ohio visiting my dad. So it's one of the few things that I still have like an actual physical thing from his memory. So yeah, I'm not a hockey fan, but he took me to a hockey game, and it wasn't this team. It was like just more like a league team, like a local league team. But we sat and watched hockey. I'm doing fantastic, Gator. How are you doing? How are you doing? I don't really know much about hockey to have a favorite team. It's kind of like, I think for a lot of people, we know about like Wayne Gretzky or Gordie Howe, like some of the greats. So sometimes you just resonate and gravitate to their teams and stuff. Rained all day. Nice. Hey, rain is necessary. Spaghetti looked good. Yes, the sauce was homemade. Well, it's partially homemade. So she's got some of the canned stuff, but I've taught the girls to add like so much more to it. So we will chop up an extra tomato. We will chop up almost a whole onion. We will sometimes put in like ground beef or things like that, really season it up. So even though sometimes it comes from the actual jar, we've just like remixed it. But yes, Nisi, thank you so much for that, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the wonderful comments and supporting everybody. But they're my kids. Especially my kids. Hockey players be rumbling, yeah. Gator doing good, fantastic. David almost finished filling in the water line ditch and had a good visit from my daughter, and it was 74 degrees. That's beautiful weather, beautiful daughter, family time. Can you guess my daily diet? Yeah, feel free. Do what you can. I'm the mod. I'm the final boss. I'm the final boss. And don't make no mistake, Major will just be lurking sometimes. Guys, don't splash around in pond water if you're not sure that there's gators in it. That's the whole thing. Calm water sometimes still has gators in it. And before you know it, somebody just gets taken out. It's like, oh my goodness, what happened? And it's Major's name. But, yeah, rapper, feel free to guess. Yeah, Gator, don't let the waters. There you go. I hung out with my dad today. It was great. He's getting older, man. That is awesome. That is so awesome. I'm glad that, I think you said that in the live this morning, that you were getting to hang out with your dad today. That is beautiful stuff. I love that. I love that you were able to do that. So just to help the moderation, because I'm not as good as Major, I definitely put I slow down the chat. Hey, Raven, what's going on? Salute OG, respect from Colorado as always. Cheech, what's going on? He's giving me his farm. Oh man, that's very cool. A healthy breakfast, chilling with your boo. Workout, a healthy lunch, chilling with your boo. Another workout, a healthy, chilling with your boo. Another workout, then a big workout. All of that sounds good, but you got to take out the boo part. I don't have a boo. I'm a single individual. I'm a single dad. So yeah, no boo. But the healthy breakfast, I do like eggs after the workout, stuff like that. Lunch, usually that's more like snack stuff. So sometimes it'll be like trail mix or something like that, piece of fruit. And in the evenings, when my daughters cook, I eat. But if not, sometimes it'll just be like a huge salad or something like that. So you're very close, rapper. Very close. I don't go crazy. I don't eat out much because, one, I think it's a skill that people should learn. Learn to eat, cook for yourself, be self-sustaining. And then, two, who's handling your food on top of it. So less risk of getting sick, things like that, or having expired food put into your stuff. Definitely. Oh, raving. The food was fantastic. And when it's made with love, when it's somebody who cares about you, that's the other thing about cooking at home. It's a familial experience, and so everybody gets to be part of it together. So she loves doing it, and I've taught both my girls from a very young age how to at least navigate the basics in the kitchen. Had them scrambling eggs and doing stuff from a very young age, how to prepare salads, chop up the vegetables, all that stuff. All that good stuff. I'm currently going to eat a peach yogurt, a cheese stick, some animal crackers, and goldfish. Nice. You know what I did today for my eggs? I stirred in some cottage cheese. When I was scrambling my eggs, normally I'll do them over easy, but I scrambled my eggs today, put in some cottage cheese, guys, loaded it with protein, just makes it creamier. It was lighter. Chopped up some spinach, or not spinach, excuse me, put some kale in it as well. Seasoned it up. They got the black pepper, got the onion powder, garlic powder. Don't do salt. I don't do so much salt, but yeah, for sure. I envy you. Have kids, married for over 20 years. We never had kids. I'm thankful for being a stepdad. There you go. There you go. And you're playing a vital part in bringing the next generation. So shout out for that, because I have heard that being a stepdad is extremely tough. So, and maybe it's just depending on the coupling, the family, things like that. So shout out to you for that, for sure. I have scrambled eggs with cinnamon sugar on them, and it's a really good recipe. You should try it. I'm trying to cut down on cinnamon, or not the cinnamon, but sugar. Cinnamon I would put like on my yogurt. If I do yogurt and cottage cheese and mix that up with some fruit, say some blueberry or peaches to your point, then I would put cinnamon on that. I won't put sugar on it, but the scrambled eggs with the cottage cheese really came out well. So that's going to be a new fold into my recipe. I coupled that with some keto bread, avocado on each piece, smashed it down, seasoned that up, and then had my black truffle sauce with it as well. The black truffle sauce, threw it in there. Yeah, but the spaghetti and garlic bread was fantastic. And again, I'm super blessed to sometimes walk in the house to the smell of food and see these happy faces that want to do this sort of stuff. People say it's beta male raising another man's kids, but it's a strong person, in my opinion. No, that's not the love. That's not being a beta male at all. That was just one of those. That's just one of those circumstances that each person is going to be different, and we're all built to take on different roles to help society be better than it was when we came into it. So some people can donate by being in a children's hospital and seeing like burn victims or seeing sick children. Other people can go to Habitat for Humanity and help build houses. So everybody's got a different role. There's nothing beta male about doing positive and productive things, by all means. And I stand on that. Absolutely, I stand on that. It's a beautiful thing that you're doing. No different than adopting kids. No different than that either. Hit the like button. It's free, and sub if you haven't. Cheech, for sure. Hey, you got to do what you do to stay healthy and be buff. I didn't know I was buff, but I'll take it. I'll take it if buff is part of it. Yeah, we'll take it. Why not? Why not, right? That's a good thing. Being a step parent is no different than being a parent as long as it's genuinely love. Yeah, and I think where they say that it's tough is having like an external parent if they're still like part of it, and then there's like who gets to discipline. I don't know. I've heard so much about that. I've never really been in it. My brother was step parent, and so I've seen it up close, but I've never been a part of it. But no way, shape, or form is my brother a beta male, and so. Yeah, I think it just depends. But nothing wrong with that. Hey, kids need love, and they don't ask for the circumstances that they are born into. All right, she's my adopted kid, never knew her dad. Good on you. Good on you. Then I dare say you got a kid. Then you got a kid. Maybe not biologically, but you got a whole kid for sure. David, fantastic. See, these are the stories, guys. These are where we start to close gaps, and I think we're a close-knit community. But look how much closer just by having the no sweat live chat. We get to like talk about things that aren't always fitness related. These are life things. MOP weighed in 286, only lost 1 pound. That's 1 pound. one closer to your goal. It's not only say you lost 1 pound, celebrate that pound, my friend. Each pound down is more quality of life, more longevity, more happiness. You got this. It doesn't matter what family you're in, born rich or poor, as long as you get love. That's facts. That is facts, because a lot of times we will kind of put certain stereotypes on the families, whether they're more impoverished, things like that. And I've told people all the time, like, don't give me that missing absentee father stuff from poorer communities. There's people who go out and earn millions and millions of dollars, and you think they can do that from home? No. So they're just as absent a lot of times. More so. Indeed, MOP, you got this. You got this, man. Guys, MOP's doing some good stuff over on the channel, so make sure you check it out. Just more folks to support. And if I need to, I can take maybe, like, if you guys want, I will put something in the community tab and just say, hey, introduce yourselves. And you guys can put, your information. Just leave a comment so other people can click on it and then go to your channel and support it. So be more than willing to do that. That way we can grow the community in different directions. Grow it in different directions. It doesn't have to just be about being here all the time. We wanted to grow in different directions. Somebody was saying this morning they wanted to eventually kind of do what Impact is doing. And I said, that's great, because there's going to be people that are going to come across MOP's page or Nisi Poo's page or David's or Major's or Cheech or whoever, and they'll never see Impact. But if the same values are in place, then the word is the same. Then the teachings are the same. Everything else remains that, and you guys are just putting your own twist on it. So yeah, I would be more than happy to. MOP, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. If it's meant to be that, like, keeping things doesn't make us better. It's like standing on the shoulders of people who can't do it. Like, I want everybody to be standing up. If I'm meant to rise up, if I'm meant to be big or do great things with this, then that will happen. But just keeping it from other people doesn't make me better for it. Not at all. Not at all. You got to keep, teaching to learn, and learn by teaching. Indeed. I know this was kind of an off day. First I was thinking, okay, we'll just do like a whole rest day. And then I put out the premiere video, and that was cool. And then during it, it's like, should we go live? And I put out a small poll, and it was 100%. There was only a few votes to it, but it's like, okay, we'll pop in for a little while. Why not? We are closing in, guys, rapidly on 8,900 subscribers. And so every time out is important, and you guys make it so. That's the cool part about everything about this channel, is the community. That's really what brings so many people in. That's what's getting people to stay. So I appreciate you guys being here. I felt like a D-bag today. I see this guy at the shop I go to all the time. I asked him if he lost weight. I felt bad after I said it, but yeah, he's trying. I told him about your channel. Maybe he's here. Fantastic. And no reason to feel like a D-bag. No, not at all. I mean, if you're looking to have a genuine word for somebody, or have a positive thought or something like that, the way that I look at it, if you framed it that way and you asked him if he lost weight, it means you're seeing something good in him. So hopefully that he took that as a spark, as like, hey, if somebody that I see casually is seeing it, then maybe it's working. So I think that's great. Sometimes it can feel a little awkward, because I think we're more conditioned to not say much rather than pass a positive word. He honestly looked better than, yes, there you go. And you're speaking your honest truth. And I would dare say that at some point down the road, they may come back to you and say, hey man, when you said that to me, I wasn't feeling a particular way. I wasn't feeling that good about myself, but thank you for saying that. So keep saying, keep talking what you see. Keep being, straight with people. David says, I would take it with a compliment. Take it as a compliment. Absolutely. That's how I took it as. Ethan the Rizzer is in the house. What's going on, young Ethan? How are you doing? How are things on your channel? When I used to gain weight, people made fun of me. I never let that stop. I kept doing workouts, never give up, believe in myself. Yeah, for sure. Believe in yourself. And once you understand what that can do for you, then you can start sharing that with other people, showing them how to believe in themselves as well. I'm going to see, can I add this? I don't know. Impact, YouTube was asking me to add something. I don't know if I clicked it or not, but it wants me to put like little questions in the chat. So I figured I'd give it a shot. Yeah, Ethan, you got to stay on your purpose. You got to stay on your purpose. MOP doing a podcast series. Nice. Yeah, that would be cool. What is it? What's the podcast series about? Can you share a little, or is it still under wraps? When you believe, you can achieve. I have a shirt that says that. We made an impact shirt that says that. Yep. Believe and achieve. Absolutely. Channel is good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it, guys. And that's open to everyone too. Nice. Nice. Well, I would love to learn more about some of the people in our community. So, guys, if you are interested in being part of a podcast with MOP, I think that's great. It'd be a great way to support it as well, to participate. I'm going to put out some info about me. My name is DJ Fisher, 12 years old. I was born October 23. All right, man. Let's not put out that much info, okay? I don't want to put out that much info. You can, like, your name is cool, but please keep in mind you're a minor, and that's a lot of information to put out there. So I'm going to delete that for your protection. But you're more than welcome here. You're more than welcome here. And that's the dad in me. That is the dad in me. I don't know, maybe a lot of other channels would be cool with that, but the dad in me says, no, we got to protect your youngsters. Open dialogue on both sides, mostly the guests I have on. Fantastic. Fantastic. Hey, I'm with it. I think that's great. Let me see. I don't know if I can do it or not. Guys, MOP is my own perspective, so make sure you are checking out the channel. Make sure you are checking out the channel. Coach, what's going on? How are you doing? Coach, we're just chilling. Having a bit of a chat. We had the other one, and then during that I put up a poll, hey, should we go live? Got a few positive responses for it. So why not? Why not step outside? Why not hang out? I mean, I love hanging out with you guys, so why not? All right. Yeah, David, we gotta watch out. MOP for sure. Let me see. I'm just trying to see if I know how to do this. I'm trying to find how to share. Let's see. Bow. Yeah, MOP's got some good stuff over here. So I'm gonna see if I can I do this? Can I do that? That gave me something weird. That was to share MOP's channel, but it didn't give me the actual code. So I'm going to take that out. You have 680 subs. Nice. Channel is growing. What was that video about earlier? Communication. It's just an audio to listen through, guys. Listen to it. It's no different than any other content. It's kind of just like just if you like just a small podcast. I do those when I go for a walk after lunch or something like that. And if I just have something that I think is topical that I can speak to, but communication just in general, guys, how we approach people. And a lot of times I use the chat as an example, how people will come in and say something crazy, but we already have community guidelines. They just chose to ignore them. So when we push back, then they say, well, you're thin-skinned. It's not being thin-skinned, it's having thick borders. We've already communicated to you the same way you have a do not disturb sign, possibly, or no solicitation, beware of dog. All of that stuff are forms of communication. And when people choose to ignore them, then they don't like the consequence that comes with it. So if they choose to ring the doorbell and somebody says, hey, I told you no solicitation, well, you can't be in your feelings about it because you are already communicated to. So a lot of times people don't pay attention to the signs and the things in life that are around there for them. And so that's really what it was about. MOP, yeah, for sure. So go back and check it out if you like, and see what you think. See what you think. Coach Will, I was in on the audio stream, but I've got to say I'm a visual learner and participant, so this is always welcome. Fantastic. I want to mix it. I want to try to have a mix because I think sometimes when people say I'm watching this while I'm doing laundry or this or that, hopefully what the audio ones do is just takes away the thought like I have to look, maybe I'm missing something. But I appreciate you guys giving me the feedback. So we'll have like a mix, but definitely as far as the workouts, we're definitely, it's going to be visual. You're coach, you're going to see this mug. you're going to see me mug, indeed. And I'm a visual learner too. I appreciate that. Do what you can. I just try to put things out. I want to make sure that the content varies. Sometimes it doesn't go too wide or one way or the other, but it's still something that is new, that is engaging, that we can at least have conversation from and build on. So for sure. I'm just trying to, as the late Kevin Samuels would say, I'm just trying to build it as I fly. That's all I'm doing, is just building it as I fly. So when we have something like that, where you can kind of change it up, we have that freedom to. So there might be a point in time where, who knows, your channel has to stay in a specific direction because of the way that it's earning or growing or building. And we have a freedom right now. It's kind of like being an independent music artist. You can wear whatever you want on stage or sing about what you want. But once those record companies get in touch with you or get a hold of you, then it's, yeah, you got to wear this jacket. You got to put on the Johnny Bravo outfit. Got to put on the Johnny Bravo. So that's the old Brady Bunch reference. Because you fit the suit, man. Because you fit the suit. Indeed. Javid, what's going on? MOP, how can we get that straightened out so we can try to share that? I'd love to be able to. They can't talk on the phone. It's got to be text. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's that and that's I think there's a level with the generational gap now. Once with really the technological boom, it really had like this divide. And so now you got this generation of people who, like younger folks, who are so used to like non-interactive, like with another human. And so that makes it tough for those of us who grew up at a time where you had to shake hands, look somebody in the eye. You had to have the gift of gab. You have IG? Absolutely. Absolutely I do. Guys, all the links are always in the description. Every video, every live, every video, everything has a link to the description in it. Sick Dog, what's going on? What's going on? Guys, there's Facebook, there's Venmo. Yeah, just in case you want to drop a little something outside of the super chat, or if you don't believe in the super chats, like who knows? But yeah, there's always something there, guys. Uncle Charlie, I always have the wrong China because you look like some Ricky Williams with his shirt on. MOP has a channel, guys. I'm trying to share it, but it's not, it was giving me like a weird sort of link. So I wasn't able to put it in the chat. I did put it in the chat, but didn't really work out that well. Marcus is in the house. How are you doing, Marcus? Guys, that's the MOP, that's the, there's the Instagram impact. You can check out. I'm going to try to go back to MOPs real quick. Marcus, how are you doing today? MOP is also on Twitch, has a Cash App. Let me see. If I can just get this YouTube for MOP. Oh, there we go. Jump back in here. Eldest is in the house. Major got it. Okay. Thank you so much, Major. And I'm going to drop the one I found as well. So there's a couple for MOP for sure. There you go. There you go. Well, it's my own perspective. Do what you can. So it's just one man's opinion. It's kind of like my personal channel. I've got Impact and I've got my other channel. And it's really just speaking to things that come to mind. Very much like the communication video. So there's a lot that we will just speak to through our own experiences. Scree, good news. What's going on? What's going on, Scree? Scree's got good news. Breaking news from Screedily D with good news. Mark is doing great. Lots of good news this week. Oh man, good news indeed. Drop it on us. Or can you yet? Is it part of the castings and everything? Is it part of the castings? Scree, how are you doing? No, Marcus does. Oh, I was excited. I was like, what's Scree got for us? What has Scree got for us? Beautiful stuff, guys. This is what we're talking about. Rapper says, my space is ready in my room if we're going to get some reps in today. This is called the no sweat for a reason, my friend. This is the no sweat. There we go. I don't have any bad news. That's good news. That is good news in itself. Pro wrestling. I'm in MOP subbed. All right, Coach Will already got the sub. Fantastic, fantastic, guys. Beautiful stuff. We can drop a few more in if anybody wants. If anybody wants me to drop their handle into the chat, please let us know. Please let us know so we can make some connections. Would be fantastic. Yeah, pro wrestling. How cool is that? I think Dax Anderson, who comes and visits us, was also a wrestler. Javid says, I'm ready for push-ups. All right. All right, all right. You guys are insatiable with those push-ups. Sub to Dax. Okay, fantastic. Nice. Yeah, we've got a lot of good folks that come through. So, guys, if you have not gotten to Coach Will's channel, please get to Coach Will's channel. Marcus as well. Good, solid content when it comes to fitness. Good, solid content. Angela, what's going on? You exactly know what we're talking about. We're just talking about everything that comes to mind. So, Angela, what has been going on in your last 12 to 24 hours? Do you have something positive to share, or do you have something that you had to overcome? What's been going on? I don't have any pets in HWPO. We had a cat, rest in peace, Franklin, but that was been a few years now. That's been a few years. I did my 550, but I need to verify my account to post video. Over 15 minutes. Ah, yes. The growing pains of the YouTube channel. Yes, indeed. Oh, Marcus. Okay. Indeed. Yeah. Yeah. My youngest, she's been talking about wanting to get a pet for a while, and I said, you know, if nobody's here, my schedule was different at the time, but if nobody's here, it's really not fair to the pet just to be in a house all day by itself. So one of those things. But when my oldest came home, guys, we're cat people, and when I say cat people, cats choose us. Cats absolutely choose us. So she was walking up last night while my youngest and I were eating dinner after the live, and a cat followed her up. Then it hopped up on the fence back here and started walking and looking down at us. Cats do that all the time to me. So we are cat people in that sense. The cats choose us. I already have a video on my channel that's over 16 minutes long. Also, can you please link my handle? Rapper, we need to hear more from your folks. We need to hear from your folks before we start pushing minors. That's just how it's got to be, my friend. So if they want to reach out on Instagram or something like that, I'd be happy. I'd be happy to have you. But we have to walk a different line when it comes to minors and adults. Angela was off today, had time to sit in the yard with the shoes off. Oh, my goodness. How fantastic is that? Just to be able to sit. That had to be so meditative. Get the grounding. Just get in touch with earth being. Yes, love that. Elder says, yes, I love cats. R.I.P. Callie and Franklin. Indeed. Absolutely. I have had cats at some point. For eldest, Callie was her cat. She got it at her 9th birthday. It was a farm cat of everything. We went horseback riding for her birthday, and there was just a bunch of kittens. And this cat was a little bit older, and I'll never forget because it came over to the table as we were having cheeseburgers, and it stole like somebody's cheese. I was like, that's the cat. That's the cat for us. Scree, isn't that fantastic? Indeed. I love to hear when people get to just have a day off. Day off for one. But then to be able to just sit and enjoy it. Like it's not filled with other things. You get to just sit. You don't have to do a whole bunch of other things. Rapper DJ have a pet cat. What kind of cat is it? Is it a orange cat? Is it a black cat? Is it calico, Siamese, Maine Coon? And what's its name? Oh, I'm so happy to be out here. Just hanging out. It's a soft-spotted calico named Carly. Nice. I got used to a hammock at work yesterday. It was wonderful. Nice. Fun fact, there is a hammock here. We have a hammock here, so every once in a while I'll put it out. If you guys saw the video called Rest, you saw me just sitting in a hammock while I did kind of a voiceover talking about the benefits of rest, things like that. It was a beautiful day out, so absolutely. I used it for studying while I was back and doing some class. Oh, yes, love hammocks. Isn't it? That's just, yeah, just an amazing thing to have. I think I dozed off a couple times, so I don't know, like, do you get like a sore back sleeping in a hammock, like kind of in that arc, or is that actually good for the back? My cat that passed used to push the cereal off the fridge so the dog can bite it open, then they can eat. That's teamwork. That is teamwork. I love that. Yes, there is a hammock. Fire Tiger Leo Queen. Red is a great color to attract abundance for the Chinese New Year. Fire Horse. Oh, nice. I did not know that. I appreciate that. What's my sleep schedule? Any advice to someone looking to wake up earlier in the morning? Go to bed sooner. And when I say go to bed sooner, get your schedule ready sooner. So if you say I want to get up at, I don't know, 5 o'clock, and you've been going to bed at 10 o'clock, try to go to bed at 9. Like really try to set yourself up. And before you are in bed, have at least 30 minutes of no phone, no screens, no nothing. Put on some sleep music. Get yourself ready. Don't try to eat something last minute. Just really relax. Nice warm bath or something like that. Do some reading. Get your brain like ready to shut down. Get that music going. and get in bed and do that on a regular basis. You can't just one day it's going to be this way, the next day you're trying to rush to bed. Rushing to try to get to sleep is the worst because you don't get to sleep. You're already like in that panic anxiety sort of state, so you're not going to relax anytime soon. So have a set schedule and stick to it. That would be my best advice. Big Bobby, what's going on? Hi everyone, this is MOP. This is my pro wrestling YouTube channel. What? You just springing that one off of us? Big Bobby came off of the top rope, giving us that one, giving us a chair in the face. My goodness, loving it. Well, I will definitely check it out. Let me make sure I can click that one. All right, Isaiah the Player, what's going on? Isaiah the Player is in the house. My cat will get her butt into my mom and I's face. There you go. Yep, cats love to put their hindquarters right in your face and tail straight up. Coach Will, very chill this evening, almost like being around a campfire in a hoodie. Yes, yes, indeed. Just telling stories. That's it, just talking. Indeed. I found a wild, skinny cat in the woods, and I caught it and tamed it down. Took a week, then I gave it to my neighbor, and she fell in love with it. Wow, I didn't. You tamed a feral cat, David? You're like Davy Crockett out there. That's amazing. I haven't had a fire in a while. I would love to have the ability to have some. It wouldn't be often, and I think it would be more just for the nostalgia of having something like being able to sit around a fire. But just having like a small portable fire pit, I think that would be cool. Yeah, for sure. Big Bobby Rays. Is that the wrestling name? Big Bobby Rays. Whew. I got to see some of that action. That is cool. Indeed. Nice. That is it. Yeah, this is being able to, we were talking last night, setting up the little garden over there. We got the two things that are growing, but getting rid of some of this stuff. So like that is just filled with like workout stuff. When I was really training people in person, before we were doing all this online stuff, I was training people in person. So I always had a plethora of things. I would have a bag of cleats, like 10 pairs of cleats. So for our sprint days, when we were doing ladders and sprints and cones, look, we deodorize them afterwards, but it was like bowling. You had a loaner pair of cleats if you needed them. Same thing with ladders. I had like an excess of ladders, parachutes, all sorts of cones. And now we can downsize because the trajectory has kind of changed. And I figure at this point, if I start training people like in person in real time, then I can always pick up the supplies if needed. But to make room and just to get rid of some of the stuff, I think it's time. Me, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, here we go. Stone Cold Stunner. I'm Vincent. The cover 1, 2, 3. I have a winner for the '98 King of the Ring. Okay. There we go. 1998. That would have been like your father. I think you're too young to have been around '98. All right. Indeed. That is, yeah, that was like 3 lifetimes before you. That's awesome, though. And good to know your wrestling history. Stone Cold, one of my favorites. One of my top 3. If I had to pick 3, he's definitely in my GOAT farm. I have GOAT farms for different things. So like Michael Jordan, basketball, Usain Bolt for track, or Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, Stone Cold Steve Austin. So each sport, like I would have like a different GOAT. For sure. You would not hold up in the WWF back in the 90s. In the Attitude Era? In the Attitude Era, you mean? Or before the Attitude Era? All right. Yeah, which part of the 90s? Are you talking about the early 90s? Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, MOP for sure. For sure. Yeah, guys, check out his wrestling. Got the love coming up. Got the love. Appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely want to check that out. Bobby Ray. There it is, the sub. Oh, you're looking mean in that picture, too. Looking mean in the picture. I like it. I like it. Yeah, Attitude Era. You're not holed up in Attitude Era because we have names like Steve Austin, Taker, Dude Love, Jake the Snake, Roberts, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's 80s. So is Jake the Snake. Triple H was Hunter Hearst Helmsley before that. Hitman Hart, he was kind of late 80s as well. Yeah. Undertaker, I believe he was kind of late 80s, early 90s as well. So they weren't straight Attitude Era. Attitude Era was more like D-Generation X, The Rock. That was like with Shawn Michaels. It's a little bit different. You're kind of blending early 90s with late 90s. Triple H was terrorizing before that, right? And Stone Cold Steve Austin, what was he? Stunning Steve, something like that. Like it's always cool to see like their names before that. Undertaker was Big Red. It was Big Red. So yeah, it's nobody ever generally comes out and they're just that person. They usually get developed into something else. The business might be different now, but definitely a little bit different. But I haven't watched wrestling in a long time, probably since the Attitude Era. Coach Will, I was into the Legion of Doom, yes, and stuff around that era. Ricky Steamboat is another guy I remember. Yeah, what was it? Hawk and Animal, and they came out with the shoulder pads. Yes, indeed, Legion of Doom. Stunning Steve Austin, yes, and Mankind was Cactus Jack. And he used Mankind, Cactus Jack, and Dude Love all at the same time. Yeah, Mick Foley. And you see those videos of him like falling off his house when he was a kid and stuff. It's a wonder his career has lasted as long as it did, that he even made it that far without beating himself up that, the first time around, just as a kid. Gator, what's going on? Came back. We're just chit-chatting. Having a bit of a time. That's about it. What do you got going on, Gator? I'm going to throw in, while we're at it, guys, a couple of the new emojis. We got the new Big Red was Kane Undertaker's brother. No. Undertaker's name was Big Red before he was Undertaker in a whole different league. Before you're talking about WWE, guys, we got some receipts on history. His name was Big Red. Mick Foley was an Alive Match wrestler. Pork Chop, what's going on? My aunt is watching wrestling. Nice. So I threw up the H2O, guys, the new emoji. Pork Chop, how are you doing? I remixed the Tribe one. Hopefully that one is a little bit more colorful. You can see that one a little bit better. And, of course, Big Red and Mean Mark. Yep. There you go. And, guys, we got Ageless. So when they ask, how old are you? Boom, we got Ageless now, too. We've been trying to remix some of these. Scree, there we go, Tribe. Remember, the real you begins evolution. Anytime you start to try, then you've begun evolution. We're always changing, but which direction are you evolving? Emoji's looking nice. I appreciate that. The sheep herders, no. Who are the sheep herders, David? I remember the bushwhackers, but I don't remember the sheep herders. Wow. Yes, Scree. Yes, indeed. There we go. I was sitting. I'm trying to think like, what do we need? What do we need? What can I put in here? I was like, how did I not get to ageless yet? LP clean emojis, guys. They're very simple. I'm just making them on a very simple app, and then part of it is just like using text and stuff. I'm just doing it in ways that are just a little bit more creative than having to use and pay for the extra stuff on the app. I want these to say things. I don't want it just to be a face. I want it to actually say things. DJ, hello, Vincent. There, remember when Undertaker threw Mankind off the 16-foot? Yep, I do. HWPO, yeah. Tomorrow morning is going to be a quickie, guys. 4:30. Get to it. We're going to get to it. So it's going to be a quickie. The next few days are going to be quickies, morning and evening. And just remember, when I'm not here, all of those lives are always subject to have a choppier stream, and they're always subject to end abruptly. So I always want to put that out there just so everybody's aware. So if something happens, or sometimes it won't even start because something will have happened. So it just is that way, guys. But I appreciate you guys hanging in there, rocking with what we're doing. The real you begins evolving. Absolutely, Coach. TRYBE. That's what. Yes, try. And that's what I used to tell my oldest when she was going through stuff. As we do as kids, just try. What is the real you? Figure it out, because peer pressure comes in all forms and fashions, and it comes at all ages. You got to always know what is the real you. Certainly, you can try something like hot wings or bungee jumping, but do we need to try alcohol? Do we need to try something recreational in the form of a substance? So know what the real you is. What are your values? What are you standing for? What won't you fall for? So try the real you. And once you figure that out, you begin evolving, and you stay in that, and you keep going. So here we go. Yeah, I am going to put you in timeout. No, I'm going to delete that, man. And you should know, as a 12-year-old, that's not the language. So don't apologize for it. You delete it next time. That's self-accountability. If you knew what you said, then you delete that. And I'm not mad at you, but you gotta definitely. Of course, I misspelled evolving. There we go. David says, I'm telling my age. I have never heard of the sheep herders. Never. I don't have a Discord. That came up almost last year, and I don't have one. There were people that wanted to do a Discord and things like that for chatting and all that stuff. And what I had said is, if the channel starts growing more, then that might be something to explore. But no, as of this moment, no Discord. Discord is toxic. It's one of those things that I like it all being here. I kind of like it all being found in one place. We do have the Instagram, but we do 98% of our stuff here at YouTube. I like it being found in one spot. I've never been on a Discord. I don't know about it. So Coach Will, thank you for your insight on that. I know how to delete things. I'm going to delete that right now. Also, how many push-ups should I do tonight before I go and take a shower? Do as many as you feel like, or you can rest. We've been doing a whole lot of push-ups lately. It's been fantastic. The bonus hundreds that we've been knocking down is crazy lately. So sometimes take the rest. There's a reason this is a no sweat right now. Fly Kai, thank you so much. Best to you and your family as well. Thank you for being here. My dad was an announcer for Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. What? No way. No way. Did he have like a stage name as well? Coach Will, sorry that was hair-triggered negativity towards Discord on my part. No, share it. That's what we want to know. That's what we want to hear. Look, it's no different if you told me like, hey, that restaurant's not very good. Yeah, if you had a bad experience, I'd want to know about it just because as a trusted resource. Appreciate that. Giovanni, what's going on? How are you doing? That is super cool, Scree. That is super cool. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, did he have a name? Was he like Mean Gene Okerlund or something like that? Still feeling the squats from the test. That is the test. But you passed it. How cool is that we got out here, did all of those squats, got the what did we have? Like, we had a whole list of things. We had push-ups, we had the Brunswicks, we had jumping jacks. There was so much to that. We're just chit-chatting. This is a no sweat live chat. It is the no sweat. I'm going to go for 12 push-ups before I go and take a shower. Fantastic. Get that 12 in, one for every year of life. Planks, that was another one. Yes, had the minute plank. We had the walk, we had the push-ups, we had the plank, I think the squat, the jumping jacks, the Brunswicks, and wall crawlers. I think that was it. HWPO, fantastic. Yeah, good memory. Jogging my memory for sure. That was indeed. I'm not sure what name he went by in that instance. He did announcing for a lot of TV and radio. Nice. That's very cool. That is very cool, Scree. Thank you for sharing. I need to work on burgers. I'm horrible at them. Need to work on burgers, like not eating them, or is that a wrestling move? What is the Big Bobby? What is your finishing move? What is the Big Bobby Ray's finishing move? If it's called the burger, I'm there for it. Oh, burpees. I was like, okay, I don't know how you're horrible at burgers unless it's just you're eating them like Wimpy, where there's just too many and then you go in debt. Remember, like Wimpy, like how in debt was he that he would always pay on a burger on Tuesday? Like when was his payday? Where you're paying for stuff on Tuesday? Who's getting paid on Tuesday? Major says burgers up there. Apparently Ric Flair came from Mid-Atlantic. I do remember that, oddly. And I think it was because I watched the Ric Flair documentary. I do like stuff like that. David says burgers. I know, right? But he actually meant burpees. Nate, I just did the presidential fitness test again. What? Oh, my goodness. Crazy. Oh, Nate, crazy. He's crazy for feelings. Presidential. Nate, all right. Nate, we're talking wrestling. Are you a big wrestling fan? We got a couple wrestlers in the chat. MOP is a wrestler. Are you a fan of wrestling? Do you know much about that? I know about as much as like the Attitude Era. Stopped once it got to like that John Cena sort of time. That was about my cutoff. I was like, okay, I'm done. If I did wrestling, my finishing move would be the Stone Cold Stunner. But then you're taking somebody else's move. Everybody would know that. You're taking everybody else's move. I think you got to come up with your own. JBL's clothesline. Nothing I'm working on. Camel clutch and the stretch muffler. What is the stretch muffler? Oh my goodness, the stretch muffler? I've never heard of that, but it sounds painful. I've been in a camel clutch. We used to do that to each other, and the Boston Crab. I'm a wrestler too, and fighting my bro. We used to wrestle all the time in living rooms. Yes, we'd go to our friends' houses and wrestle in the living room. My keyboard always changes burpees to burgers. It's like a Freudian slip, indeed. Oh, I got a ton of old WWE wrestling. I stopped when Rock and Austin started phasing out. That was my time. Once the Attitude Era ended, I was like, they're not going to get better than this. And I was right. I found a ton of old WWE mags. Nice. My boss used to take me to the big matches at the Superdome in Louisiana. David, no way. If you remember the Brock Lock from Brock Lesnar. No, I was kind of done by then. Yeah, once kind of Brock Lesnar, I knew of him in there and stuff like that. But I was kind of done with it at that point. I don't know, that Attitude Era was just too good. And again, isn't it something about the 90s? Something about the 90s and marketing. The 90s wrestling, I think it was unmatched. 90s NBA, I think it's unmatched. 90s hip hop, I think it's unmatched. I think that there's just something about the way that the culture was growing and expanding through the 90s. Even just look at sitcoms like Seinfeld, Friends, things like that. I'm not a huge fan of them. Martin, talk shows. Look at like there's just, I don't know, there's something amazing about that stretch of time. You have classic talk shows like Merv Griffin and Carson and stuff like that. But once it hit like Arsenio and all these other ones, then it was just like, boom, it took off. HPV. What is HPV? And what about LeBron? What are we talking about, LeBron? Cornhusker ladies in the 90s were beautiful. There you go. Martin and Gina, yeah, Martin, indeed, indeed. And there were so many different shows. Like that was the cool thing. Like you had like different cultures being represented, stuff like that. I think that's where you saw Will and Grace for the first time. So you saw like the dawnings of like openly gay men in TV and stuff like that. I peed my pants when I was 4 because I didn't want to miss Hogan versus Savage at Providence Civic Center. My dad was laughing his butt off trying to take me, but I wasn't missing a second of the match. Nate, I kind of agree. You got to take it. Cornhusker Michael Jordan is the GOAT, undoubtedly in my mind. I don't think that it's even close. Bo Jackson was the real deal. Bo Jackson, indeed. Absolutely. Hey, Jay, what's going on? When I was little, I got a whooping because I put sewing thread around my grandma's bedpost like ropes. And me and my cousin and brother wrestled in bed. We got whooped for it. Hey, isn't that great, though? Late 70s, okay. Macho Man, no. Randy Macho Man passed years ago. Randy Savage passed. Randy Popoff. And he was a cousin to Leap and Lenny Popoff, the professor. Indeed, yeah. This is our no sweat live chat in living color, guys, and the skit shows too. So you had Saturday Night Live, which had always been around, but then you had In Living Color. You had what was it, Mad TV? There was I think like a third one. So you had like the dawnings of a lot of that stuff. Cooking, you are not late. You made it right on time. You made it when you're supposed to. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, yes. Oh, and just that huge piece of wood. Remember, well, did they actually call him Hillbilly Jim? Remember when he came out of the stands? The first time you saw Hillbilly Jim, he came out of the stands and he rescued Hulk Hogan. Like they had him pinned in the stands like he was a fan, and then he came out. Thought his name was Genius. First it was Leap and Lenny, and then I think it was Professor, and then it went to the Genius. It was something like that. He had a few names, but Jay, you're not wrong. I think it finally got to the Genius. He was drafted in the MLB too. Who was? Hacksaw? That's crazy. Billy says, hello, muchacho. Seen any of them Redcoat fellows? There we go. What's going on? Billy, we're just sitting here chit-chatting, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Cornhusker, indeed. Kids in the Hall, there you go. SCTV, because that was where we first got Eugene Levy. That was out of Canada. That was out of Canada. Indeed. So many things that just started popping off. I'm telling you, I feel like the 60s and the 90s are very much akin as far as like just these really colorful times, culture shifting. Not that the 80s weren't, but the 90s just seemed to take it to a different level. No working out tonight. This is just the no sweat live chat. You guys did a number on us all. Like I applaud it. But the amount of 100 push-up bonus days that we have hit recently is crazy work. Diana, much love to you as well. Much love to you as well. Some of the cage matches hit hard. Yep, creativity and originality was at its best. I feel like it, and I feel like it was the same thing kind of like in the 60s. I don't know if there was just like they opened the floodgates and said, we're just going to allow like different stuff. Because now I feel like there's so much stuff and it looks the same. And it's just an attempt to either be shocking or viral now in this sense now. Like you're not even doing it for anything other than just to be viral. So I don't know. Even boxing. Look at heavyweight boxing. You could really make a case that the 70s had some amazing heavyweight matches. But as far as popularity, the marketing, and the fights that got matched up, the Tysons, the Holyfields, things like that. But I would probably take the 70s, the Rumble in the Jungle. I would probably take those over the 90s, but still very close. Lot of the Blue Demon Mexican wrestler movies. Well, what is that? What is that? Like from the 60s. Wow. 80s also, though. 80s also for which, Jay? Yeah, 80s were definitely creative. I'd definitely say that. Sugar Ray and Marvin Hagler, that was 80s, yes. Don't be a bum, hit that like, Nate. I'll never forget when Jake the Snake had the snake bite Savage. Indeed. Uh, Savage was drafted in the MLB. Okay, very cool. Yeah, all these wrestlers my mom remembered, like Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Undertaker have retired or passed away. A lot of wrestlers did pass away. Vince McMahon fell under a lot of scrutiny for that because of the use of substances. Boxing, Jay, yeah. I DM'd again. The stretch muffler. Okay. Okay, stretch muffler. I got to hear about that. Famous wrestling, lucha libre movies. I didn't know they were doing whole movies about them. They blend action horror. Whoa, that's cool. My favorite was Hagler. I met him as a kid. Vinny Paz, yeah. He's a real beauty, not in a good way. Piece of work. Hagler always impressed me when I would see him in interviews because it was like he looked so mean and stuff, but very well spoken, very well mannered. Yeah, I like that. Like that for sure. Yeah, I think Holyfield has always been my favorite boxer. But I always have a spot just for Ali, just to be, head and shoulders above. He was way ahead of his time. And to do the things that he did, it's just unfortunate that he ended up the way that he did also. Yeah, Hagler seems like a bad dude. But so many great fights with him, Sugar Ray, Tommy Hearns. Like just, yeah, a lot of good characters. A lot of big fights in that time frame too. I always wish Roberto Duran would have trained hard for that rematch with Sugar Ray. I always wish he would have trained hard for that. Just to see, like, was that a one-off or did you really, did you beat him? Think about Hagler versus Mayweather, respectively. He would have beat Floyd to bed. There you go. He got robbed, went to Italy, and became a movie star. Yep. From Brockton as well. Rocky Marciano, he trained and fought in Providence a lot. Nice. Yeah, I think it was a popularity contest. Ain't nobody kicking Joe Louis, but Joe Louis, fantastic, yeah. The main cause of it was steroids, but other than that, it was usually steroids or heart attack or cancer. That's because of the steroids. Generally, you don't have guys dropping from heart attacks in their 30s and early 40s. It's that massive use. They're enlarging their hearts, doing a lot of organ damage. Yeah, that's not uncommon. Yeah, there wasn't that was the cause of it. Yeah, of the heart attacks. I think Hagler versus Hearns was the best fight ever. They went at it. I've watched the actual Ali and Foreman Rumble in the Jungle. Fantastic one. Paul, what's going on? What's going on, Paul? And I'm still always amazed at George Foreman's second career, that he came back in his 40s and showed what's possible. That was incredible. Now we sound like Coming to America with Joe Lewis. Yes, but he beat Rocky Marciano. Or but he beat Joe Louis. Yes, indeed. It's great. Don't people use aspirin then work out because it thins the blood? Is that sports legal? Well, you have to look at each sanctioning body as to what sport. Like some sports sanctions don't let you take like a nasal decongestant because of that very thing. So it just depends. It just depends. The Hitman was no joke either. Yep, absolutely. I haven't watched MMA much lately, Paul. How about you? Billy says Marvin was the best fight I've ever seen. The one where no one defends, they both just stand and bang. Yep, like Rock'em Sock'em. Jeremy's in the house. Hagler versus Hearns was absolutely a war, and Leonard versus Hearns also. Yep. Yes, indeed. Billy, is there, and I don't know if it's a stereotype, but is there a lot of bare knuckle boxing in the UK? Not in the UK, but in Ireland. Bare knuckle fighting. There are a lot of bare knuckle fighting. They have bare knuckle fighting leagues here now. Guys, hold on. I'm going to grab some water real quick. Do. I'm gonna try to give you a little landscape of the sky. It's dark. It's dark now, though. All right. I loved when he beat Big Mouth Tommy Morrison. Yeah. The more recent passing being Hulk Hogan, July of last year. My mom was sad. Yeah, yeah. Hulk Hogan. Yeah. Hulk Hogan. I don't know who Ramadan is, Fusion. I don't know who that is. Yeah, Tommy Morrison. And, you know, probably one of the worst beatings I've ever seen in boxing was Ray Mercer when he got Tommy Morrison. How many punches did that ref let Tommy get hit with consecutively when his arm was caught in the rope? I mean, that, I don't know. That was crazy. That was crazy. I wasn't a huge Tommy Morrison fan either, but he almost beat a man to death in front of everybody. Billy, yeah, first round. Yeah, Nate, that wasn't good at all. That reminds me, that's like those bad stoppages in UFC when it's somebody just on the ground getting ground and pound way too much. It's like, what are you waiting for? You know, what are you waiting for? Stop. And I can remember like Joe Rogan trying to, you know, say that it was it Michael Moore? Okay, yeah. I remember when Joe Rogan would say that MMA was safer because there was no standing 8 count or something like that. But I'm like, if somebody knocks you down, then they hold you down for 8 seconds. It's about the same. It's about the same. It's all damage to the brain. Yeah, Michael Moore, and then didn't George Foreman beat Michael Moore for the heavyweight belt with that walk-off uppercut? Never seen it. That was crazy. It's hard to say Floyd isn't up there in the GOAT discussion. He's never been solved. Defensive mastery, distance control, and near technical perfection. Only thing I don't like about him is a lot of the fights that he's picked, like even like the Pacquiao one, it's kind of like you waited until, I don't know, until Pacquiao was out of his peak. That's the one thing I'd never liked about that. I don't know if Pacquiao's shoulder was actually bad or not, but I don't know. There was timing to some of the fights, but then again, I mean, the guy was absolutely doing his thing for many years before he turned into Money Mayweather. So I can't hate on the guy. Moore got smoked by Foreman, and Morrison got beat by a guy you said. Okay. Yeah, Ray Mercer. That's who it was, Ray Mercer. And Ray was just teeing off. Yep. Too many politics. Okay, Billy. Yes, Vincent, but not amongst the regular folk. Just the denizens of Temple Bar Box nightly on those cobbled streets, and the gypsies fight too, bare knuckle. Temple Bar is the bar district. It's rough. Okay. Thank you for that. I saw a documentary on that on bare knuckle fighting in Ireland. So I was always curious, and then about the only other thing that we got to see as far as that as an exposure was Brad Pitt in Snatch, that depiction. He was really selective about his fights. They were all yawn fest, but he's good. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like fight. Cooking with Kamisha, giving us some love. I've not seen the movie Home Alone. No. Nope. And there's like just this, there's a list of movies that I have not seen that people are absolutely stunned by. That how come you haven't seen that, or why have you not seen that? And I just haven't. It didn't interest me, and that was it. Yeah. That was it. A bunch of movies. We could go down a list of blockbusters, all-timers, people that make all of this stuff. But yeah, Snatch is a good movie. I like the British movies. I do like the British movies, stuff like that. What was the other? Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels or something like that. Kamisha, have a fantastic night. Hug those babies of yours. We appreciate you being here. Hopefully we will get to see you in the morning. All right. I'm just throwing up the occasional emoji. Yeah, sleep well indeed, guys. Get that. Matter of fact, this was the one I should have thrown up. Rest. Get that rest. Get that rest indeed. This is what that is. This is just we get to check in. 2 claps, we're at 80, or we're 80 away from 100. We're nowhere near push-ups, and that's a good thing, so we can just get the rest. But we're at 20 likes, guys. It's been cool. But we'll get out of here. We just wanted to check in, do some chatting. Guys, you can go back and check out the other video communication if you have the ability to do so, or the time or the want. Love to have you guys be able to check out some of the stuff. Leave us some comments, all that good stuff. You know, I'll respond. And we're going to look to be back at it 4:30 Mountain Standard Time. Guys, remember, it's a quickie tomorrow morning. 4:30, we're going to be at it, and we're going to be pretty much done by like 5 o'clock, 5:15 at the latest. So don't want you to miss it, but would love to have you guys if you are able to make it. So in the meantime, I hope this finds everybody in your place. Pursuit or beginnings of total health, mind, body, and soul. Please keep in mind that your health and fitness are not the same, but if you work hard, you can have that balance, that happiness, longevity that you can spread to other people. So like we like to say, HWPO, that means hard work pays off, and this is it's not just me, it's not he, it's not she, it is we, because you put that you in unity, and we all put that unity in the worldwide community, and this is the Impact Athletics Association. So guys, give it up for the mods, the members, the subscribers, the new viewers. We appreciate you guys being here. Let's hope that those trolls are even doing their thing and getting better. But all that is the reason I like to call this the best job in the world. And guys, you can spend your time anywhere. I appreciate you spending it here because it's your most valuable currency in life. So much love to you, much love to your families, because they too are part of this worldwide community. And we will see you guys 4:30 Mountain Standard Time tomorrow morning. Spend some time with yourselves, share that love with you, and then share it with everybody else. Love to you as well, Scree Major. Thank you so much. David, Cooking, HWPO, Billy. I'm just doing some shout outs like the end of Saturday Night Live. Nate, for being here. Rapper DJ, I know you are adamant about your Macaulay Culkin movies, but I'm not watching it. So there you go. Here we go, guys. Have a fantastic night. We will see you very soon. Much love to you all. This has been the MOP as well, the Impact Athletics Association. What do we call it? The no sweat after I said not gonna do anything tonight, but we did it anyway.